Hello Gemini, welcome to my channel. I am about to read the cards for you. This reading is for the new moon in Cancer of July 2024, which is a message from Spirit to help you with your moon manifestation practice. So yeah, we have the new moon, a clean slate, a time for a reflection, a time for thinking about dreams and goals for the upcoming phases. This is a good time for cleansing rituals and for manifesting, of course, the new moon. Yeah, right. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at your overall energy for the month of July 2024. Gemini, there may be some unavoidable emotions to navigate now. Ignoring them won't solve the problem, but getting things down on paper may allow you to see them from a more logical perspective. This can open you up to more joy and creativity. The favorable days for you this month, Gemini, are the 12th and the 13th. And the most demanding days this month could be the 23rd and the 24th. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and start with a new moon reading. A new moon tarot reading is going to allow us to find out what are the things that that Spirit says we should release, and what are the things that we should embrace at this time. This helps us to formulate our best intention for the manifestation period. As we do that, there'll be two rows here. One side is for what we should release. The other row will tell us what Spirit wants us to embrace at this time. So I'm going to move these crystals, which are specifically chosen for the Gemini sign, and we'll go ahead and we'll talk about those a little bit later. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and begin with the readings. I've already shuffled the cards, but I'm going to shuffle them again right in front of you. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for us as far as what it is that we should release and what it is that we should embrace as we make our intentions for the new moon period. So what do you want to manifest, Gemini? Let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for us as far as that advice goes. Okay. All right. Okay, let's begin with this. Okay, all right, let's look at this. So for Gemini, Spirit says that what you should release at this time is that you got the 6 of Wands. Now, since I don't do reversals, when I'm looking at something to let go of, and I get a card that I feel is something that we really want to happen in our life, which we want to see this. We want to be 6 of Wands energy. We want to be in victory. We want to know that we have earned every one of our successes. So when I see a card like one of my favorite cards like that, I imagine that Spirit wants me to look at what I need to release as being the opposite of this card, as if I would have let it come up backwards. So let's just see what it says in this direction. So something that we might want to consider releasing, or we should consider releasing, is the pride of riches, delay, fear, apprehension, doubt. So if we want to, at this time for Gemini, this is a time when I personally, I am a Gemini rising, so I'm following this closely with Gemini. I know that this period of time with Jupiter in our sign, with all that we've been through over the last few years, and everything coming together, so to speak, for our success, then I think that this is pretty appropriate information, because it's giving us the admonition to be to let go of, to release the apprehension that we might feel, the fear, and that causing us to delay our forward momentum. Spirit says that we should embrace the moon, and this being a major arcana card, this is giving us an indication that there's something major in our life happening right now. And as I was just explaining, Gemini at this period of time is in a new beginning in many ways, and it's probably going to be a positive beginning. But let's go ahead and look at this card again. So for the moon, we want to be careful of seeing things that are not there. This is something that we might want to embrace, is might want to embrace embrace the mystery. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I believe. I'm feeling this. We should embrace the mystery of the moon. We want to embrace this. First of all, this is a new moon period. This moon period is giving us, this might be an indication that this is a good time to start your moon manifestation practice. And if you keep coming to this channel, you will see we will move each week from the new moon to the full moon. We will continually ask Spirit to guide us in making our intentions more clear, more intentional. We'll use the energy of the moon, and we will use the energy of the house of the moon if we have that. We will use the energy of the planets in the moon if we have that, in order to help us, to guide us to our next most positive and most beneficial step in life. And so here we go. With this in mind, with this as being our release and our embrace, we're going to embrace the mystery. We're going to embrace the unknown, is what the moon might represent too. We don't really know what's going to happen, but we can trust. We can embrace the fact that we're headed down this path, as indicated on the card. And so this is something that we can look forward to. We can embrace it. It's in the column of embrace. Okay, let's go ahead and take another look with some more cards. This is Spirit Song Tarot. These cards are beautiful. They have a Rider-Waite theme, but they also have a more positive outlook on every card. And they give us a lot of positive energy to work with. So let's go ahead and see what we need to embrace and release, or release and embrace in this case, or release and embracing. Let's see, I think that's part of it. All right, let's check these out. So Gemini, you're an air sign. You are represented by the feathers in this deck, the swords. So we can look at this as the Queen of Feathers, the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Feathers, the Nine of Air, and the Nine of Swords. Now, we don't like the Nine of Swords, do we? The Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. It's like anxiety. And why is it in the embrace column? Well, in this deck, as I said, there's always a positive spin on every card, and it's so encouraging, because as a Gemini rising myself, I find that the Nine of Swords is something that's hard to escape sometimes. That just the Spirit keeps telling me that sometimes. But anyway, we're going to see in the guidebook how this can be construed in the most positive way, and how it can be something that we actually want to embrace. We also have the Queen of Feathers here, the Queen of Swords. We might think of ourselves as the Queen of Swords sometimes. We are logical. We are clear, perceptive. We use our sword to, cut through the BS, and to be perceptive, to be honest and truthful. And those are the things that we want to embrace as well. So let's see what it is about this energy that we want to release, and what it is about this energy that we want to embrace. It looks like they might be backwards, but maybe not. Let's look at the Queen of Feathers and the Nine of Feathers. So the Queen of Feathers in the Spirit Song Tarot guidebook is actually going to give us a new perspective. So here the card is, and this is a picture of a bat. And so the key words here are perception and truth. And remember, this is something that how we should view this information is what to release. So the message is, With sharp perception, Bat's keen radar cuts through that which is hidden. A mistress of the naked truth, she doesn't stand for being fooled. She's gained spiritual depths through struggles and is objective and rational in her approach. Dashing wherever she needs to go, she isn't afraid of the darkness. A bringer of new perspectives, Bat will offer constructive criticism for any situation. She is experienced at applying logical ideas to work out a sensible and fair solution. Bat will assist you in facing your fears when you need to stand up for what you believe in. Confront the darkness, and you'll discover the reawakening of light. Heighten the force of clarity and truth by seeing through illusions and maintain a balanced mind. That reminds me of this moon card, seeing through the illusion. The Queen of Feathers is a person who can do that. She can see more clearly. She can use her ability to get through a moon period more easily, or the moon phase, an unknown period of time, a mysterious period. She uses logic and sharp perception, truth, integrity. She's realistic. She has self-discipline. She's direct in her speech, clarity of thought, and she has freedom. So these are not things that you would want to release, right? So let's look at, as we did with that card, let's kind of look at the reversed of that. And the reversed words, the reversed message says to learn lessons from painful past experiences and accept logical advice from others. So this is something that you might want to release, is, your maybe not listening to other people as much as you should. You might want to release being overly critical with yourself. Like in this card, you have delay, fear, apprehension, doubt, and pride of riches. But here you have, the inverse of the Queen of Feathers would be criticism, impulsiveness, bitterness, and manipulation. So those are all things that we definitely want to release. If you have that in your energy at this time, think about letting that go, and maybe including that as a part in your intention for the new moon period. Try to word your intention with, or consider releasing any of that impulsiveness, bitterness, criticism, fear, apprehension. Those are the things you want to let go of. So let's look at the Nine of Feathers. Like I said, the Nine of Swords normally is the nightmare card. So let's see how we can embrace the porcupine, the Nine of Feathers. So the porcupine is represented here. So how do you embrace a porcupine? All right. Perspective. By looking at the perspective, by being self-empowered, by knowing that the Nine of Swords energy is just a perspective. When you're going through life and you have tough times or tough decisions and so forth, you have these things weighing on you, giving you bad dreams or keeping you up at night. You can remember that you try to look at the perspective of making it, turning it into a positive, or going ahead and making the decision and forget about it. Don't just let it sit and linger and delay. Don't have fear about it. Don't let things bother you, bring you down. Try to have a perspective of positivity as much as possible. So what the guidebook says about porcupine, that porcupine is equipped with all he needs to protect himself. He wears his quills with honor and uses them to confront his fear. A mentor for the vulnerable. He's here to show you how to protect yourself from your own painful thoughts. When anxieties are at their height, it feels as though things are at their worst. Step back and look at the big picture. That's perfect for you. Things are not as bad as they seem. Adjust your perspective and cast your sights into the future with optimism, knowing you're doing the best you can. Easing the grip of fear and anger will shed a heavy burden. Focus on your priorities. Listen to your inner voice for guidance and make the conscious choice to believe that tomorrow holds great promise. So, overcoming fear, your positive perspective, being self-empowered, knowing that you have nothing to fear, you have solutions, you are resurging. So, Gemini, remember, these are the things that you want to embrace. Self-empowerment, positive perspective. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and get a little more information. These spirit animal cards are perfect for giving, giving spirit a way to tell us very specifically how we can be aided in this progress here. So let's go ahead and find out what Spirit wants to tell Gemini about this new moon period and their intentions for creating a better life, a happier, more joyful life, a more prosperous life. What does Gemini need to think about at this time? What spirit animals will help to guide Gemini at this time? Here we go. All right, let's take a look at these. So, eagle, vision. We got eagle. It is time to look inward with an attentive eye. Allow your heart to guide you, and opportunities you never dreamed were possible will present themselves when you least expect it. Get ready for greatness. Ooh, that's exciting. I kind of like see that's going to be this Six of Wands turned right side up. We're going to let go of delay, fear, apprehension, doubt, and we're going to see with our vision. We're going to look inward with an attentive eye. We're going to allow our heart to guide us, and we're going to get here. We're going to get ready for greatness. We're going to have earned every one of our successes. All right, Gemini. So let's see what else Spirit has for us from the Spirit Animal deck. Spirit Animal, Dragonfly, adaptability. Perfect for following along with this Nine of Feathers, self-empowerment and having perspective and adaptability in the unknown in the moon. Dragonfly, adaptability. The dragonfly is a symbol of light and change. It is reminding you to bring a bit more lightness and joy into your life in order to bring about the changes needed to reach your full potential. Approach things lightly. Very good. Don't be bogged down in the negative. Don't be apprehensive, fearful, bogged down and let that Nine of Swords energy consume you, or don't even allow it to fester, to stay there at all. Just try to remember Dragonfly. Be adaptable. Be look positively. Be lighter. Have fun. Bring about the changes will come. The positive changes will come. The more fun that you have, the more positivity that you actually exude in your life. So let's go ahead and that'll be all for our new moon. New moon ritual or new moon practice intentions. Next thing I'm going to do is give you a mini reading. This is not really to do with the new moon or releasing or retaining or embracing anything. This is just a simple 2-card reading using this career and life oracle deck. This gives Spirit a chance to tell you very specifically what you might need to know for your highest good that has to do with your career and life choices and your career and life situations coming up or at this time. So let's go ahead and get 2 cards for Gemini. Thank you, Spirit. All right, here we go. All right, Gemini. First card, Spirit says, relationships. Business partners, office love affairs, and communication with coworkers are highlighted now. Make choices with extreme care. So this looks like a Gemini lover's card. But yeah, so this is something to keep in mind right now. If you're looking for love, if you're not looking for love, uh, be careful with your choices right now. You're at a very pivotal moment in life, like I said. I mean, you have great, beautiful changes happening in your life. So, relationships, when they come in, business partners, if you have office love affairs, these are things that can be tricky, can be pretty, and this card emphasizes business, office, and co-workers relationships. So, doesn't mean that it's going to be right or wrong or bad or anything like that or good, but just be careful, because those kinds of relationships can definitely be burdensome. They can be not really burdensome, but they can be tricky, and they can come with some kind of cost when work is involved, even if it's just like a reputation kind of thing, or you have to stay with a partner even though even if you don't like the partner, you find out you don't like them, you might still be stuck with them, or you have to leave your job. Just be careful. Not that it's going to turn out bad. Office or co-worker relationships can be very good relationships as well. I mean, that's one way the universe can bring two people together, right? So just keep that in mind. That's something that could happen in the near future or be happening now. What else does Spirit have for Gemini? Progress. Okay. It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on course for at least a few more months before making a change. Okay, that's some pretty specific advice for you, Gemini. Remember, you are on a progress. You're making progress. Spirit says just to keep on going. Don't give up. You might have to wait a few more months before. Don't switch around. You're staying on the track that you want. It's easy for Gemini to flip from one thing to another, before one thing gets finished, and moving on to something else. And that's something that Spirit is encouraging you to stay on track with what you're already doing, and at least a few more months before you change. Okay. All right. So that being the case, we have some good advice there for Gemini. I'm going to go ahead, and the next thing I'm going to do is the yes/no question. So while you're coming up with your yes/no question that I'm going to ask Spirit, and we'll flip the coin, I'm going to go ahead and show you talk to you about the crystals that I have out here for Gemini. So Gemini, like I said, is my rising sign, so I'm pretty familiar with these stones. This bracelet is also a Gemini bracelet. This has howlite, citrine, and tigerite, the three main stones particularly good for Gemini. There's also some, I think this would be black obsidian here, and the clear quartz is basically to help amplify everything. So here's another pretty good sized piece of howlite. I have a little howlite heart here that I truly love. And howlite is a beautiful stone that helps to bring balance, peace, harmony. It's also can be called the live and let live stone. So, it can help you to avoid being critical or queen of air. It lets you, have peace and harmony, and also helps to balance, for Gemini with the duality, the sign of duality, it helps to balance your thoughts and emotions. We have lots of clear quartz to help to amplify everything with every stone. We have some tiger eye here. Tiger's eye is a very good stone for the Gemini. Tiger eye is good for protection, personal power, and determination. Okay. We have lots of citrine here. I have some raw citrine. I have a polished piece of citrine here and this little chunk of a citrine geode type stone. So citrine is a beautiful yellow stone which helps to provide confidence and happiness and strength. So yeah, so we do love our crystals. They help us in so many ways. I'm going to move them to the side while I go ahead and start to flip the coin for your for your question, yes or no question. So go ahead and ask your question. Here we go for the answer. All right, yes. The answer is yes, Gemini. So if you were, if this answer resonates with your question and you feel it in your heart that it truly is the right answer for you, then embrace that because you feel it. You're going to feel if it's the right answer. If you don't feel that that was the right answer, if you have ambivalence, if it doesn't sit right in your heart, then maybe the answer is not right for you in your question, but for others in the collective. Okay, so that's all for now. I'd like to invite you to come back to my channel, see what else happens as we evolve to the full moon in Capricorn that happens in a couple more weeks, how we're going to, what guidance we can get from Spirit on that front for that part of the manifestation cycle. There'll be other types of readings as well for you in the future. So that being said, I want to thank you very much for coming. Have a wonderful day. Love and light.